Some funding is provided by John A. Cook, Certified Public Accountant at 105 East Main Street in Westfield.
The Chautauqua Integrated Delivery System. Our community of doctors is pleased to announce their affiliation with Senior Choice. Senior Choice fills in where your Medicare coverage leaves off.
Fairpoint Communications, formerly C&E Telephone, providing telephone, internet, and data services, is proud to fund this broadcast of Senior Report.
Some funding is provided by State Senator Catherine M. Young.
Absolute Care of Westfield, committed to returning the favor to those who have spent a lifetime caring for others. Located on 26 Cass Street in Westfield, New York.
Some funding is provided by the Lakeview Hotel and Restaurant, located on Water Street near the lake in Mayville.
Live from the Chuck Kelsey Television Studio at Access Channel 5 in Mayville, it's Senior Report with Reed Powers. Call in and participate in Chautauqua County's only live call-in senior program. Share a thought or wish someone a happy birthday. Saturday mornings between 9 and 10 a.m. And now, here's Reed Powers.
And good morning out there. What a beautiful day we have in Chautauqua County. The sun is just beaming down. The flowers are blooming like there's no tomorrow after all that rain. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye. We're going to be having sweet corn popping up all over the place now. And remember, you do not cook sweet corn. You warm it. My grandfather used to say, Reedy, when you want sweet corn, find out where the farmer's field is. Because the longer you wait, the more it turns to starch after it's picked. And it's sweet and nice and sugary if you get it in fresh. So go down, put a pot on, go to pick your corn, pick it, rush home, husk it, throw it into the pot, and then you only cook it for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. That's all you want to cook it. Just to warm it up nice and hot, but you don't want to turn it to starch. Cooking turns it to starch, and it'll be sweet and poppy and crunchy and good. Remember, try it sometime. You'll see what I mean. Don't go 3 minutes. Go 2 minutes. We got a great show coming up. We got Marianne Spanos. Dr. Marianne Spanos is the director of the Office of Aging here in Chautauqua County, doing a crackerjack job, even though the governor's chopping our money and the Fed's chopping our money, and there's less and less money and more seniors. Ha! Well, they promise you all kinds of things when election time comes around, but after it's over, forget it. Forget it. Lots of news floating around. I don't know what. I'll tell you something. The health care plan is up in the Congress now. I guess they just voted to run it in the House. And there have been major changes. We're not sure what they are. There's only one thing in the health care plan that really counts, and it's just one little part of it. It is the part that gives you an alternative if you don't want the big insurance company. Others can bid for your work, and including one of those bidders would be a federal insurance plan. Now, since all the healthcare operations, the insurance companies cream off about 30% of the profits of the healthcare money for their profits, and then they give you whatever they want that's left. The Fed runs about 5%. That's what Medicare, they tell us, is running. So I'm telling you, they don't want that. And the insurance companies are big, powerful companies. They cream off $1 trillion worth of healthcare money every year. $1 trillion, not $1 billion. And they have money, they hand out millions to the Congress to make sure the program stays that way, so they keep making their big profits. And they're running nationwide ads that are costing them hundreds of millions of dollars on TV night and day, telling you what a disastrous health care plan this would be, only because there's an option to take a federal plan. The rest of the world, that's the way they work. We're the only country in the world, civilized country, developed country in the world, that has a health care, no universal health care. I mean real universal health care, where the government's running the program, and they save 30% across the board, and everybody has health care. You know, there are 50 million Americans who don't have any health care, and another 25 to 30 million that have very limited health care. You know, half the bankruptcies in this country, half of them, are health care related. People needed health care, they don't have the money, they can't make it, they go bankrupt. And out of those, half of those people had health care insurance. Right? Bankruptcy. Because of the current program, incidentally, about almost every single senior family will go bankrupt and on welfare before they both die. Did you know that? Yeah, one of them will need long-term care. It's going to wipe them out. That's what happens. That's the program. That's the way it's set up. The Social Security funds that should have covered this kind of thing, they're in the trust fund, $8 trillion, $9 trillion worth, gone. Who do you trust? Don't trust the Congress. They're paid too well. Healthcare companies are taking care of them. So they're going to try to torpedo the healthcare program that's in the works right now. Okay, guys, enough said. We got a lot of things going on. I got local news. I'll just give you a couple items that I want to mention here. I wanted to say over at the Brockton Portland group, Tom DeJoe is the president over there. He said, say happy birthday to Dorothy Redding, Joan Bertrando, Phyllis Bivels, Josie Titus, and Marianne DeCendo. And the State Attorney General's Cuomo's office sent a speaker over there to Galifiero on how to avoid consumer frauds. A lot of them around, guys. Watch out for those phone calls that promise you the world, tell you you won a lottery. All you got to do is send a few dollars in, and your bank account information and your Social Security number. Don't answer those calls. Call the Joe Gerasi has a guy over there who tracks those birds down. I say birds. I had another B word in mind. Do not fall prey to telephone solicitors who are trying to take your money, your bank account, your Social Security, your identity. They'll sell you out. And if they tell you you won a lottery, or they want to give you $10 trillion that is locked up at home and that you could help bring it out, don't believe them. And anything that sounds too good, you know, it is. It's too good to be true. Hang up. Get on that list. There's a list, federal list. Don't call list. That doesn't always work. They still call me, the little SOBs. They don't care. This world's full of crooks. So, okay, enough is said about that. Another quick note here. Let's see, what do I want to talk about? You know, we got so little time, I'm kind of rushed here. Mount Carmel and Silver Creek. Hi, guys. They're going to meet August 5th over there next time, and you'll meet President Tampio. And they call bingo always afterwards, as most clubs do. Enough said, enough news. The news is paucity, and paucity is our middle name today. All right, here we go. We have, I think we'll bring the geezer on, but first of all, I have a public service announcement for you, and this is just for you. Go ahead, guys.
And welcome back to Mega Date. And Stacy, your next question, please.
Bachelor number 1, as my financial advisor, how would you advise me to structure my investment portfolio?
Bearing in mind my cautious nature, I would say invest in government bonds, money markets, and CD accounts.
Bachelor number 2.
Baby, you got to be in the game if you want to make some money. I'd say at your age to invest fully in high-yield stocks, and that's no bull.
And bachelor number 3.
Well, actually, diversifying your investments is always a good idea. It will make your overall portfolio more balanced, and it can minimize your risks.
Okay, there you go. Now it's time for you to make a date. Who's it going to be? Bachelor number 1, Bachelor number 2, or Bachelor number 3?
It's got to